Did you know you can throw kunai straight through shoji doors in AC shadows? This trick's real useful for stealth gameplay, cause when an enemy is behind one of those shoji doors, you can actually take him out without ever opening the door. First, use eagle vision to highlight exactly where the enemies are standing behind the doors. Once they are lit up, just throw the kunai and headshot them instantly. You even see a neat little detail after, a small hole or tear where the kunai passed through. Something even better, this trick works when there's more than one shoji door in the way, cause the kunai goes through them all. And not just shoji doors, this works on cloth walls too, making it super useful during contracts since one contract type usually has targets behind cloth walls. You don't even need to get close, just use eagle vision, spot your target, throw the kunai, and it's done. This trick also works great on those destroy cargo contracts. There you can use shuriken instead of kunai. Another cool thing here is that you can even throw smoke bombs through the shoji doors too. Alright, this next tip's really useful and it involves the observe mechanic. Usually when you are trying to reach quest objectives, you gotta keep using the observe mechanic again and again for those blue pulses, since they disappear pretty quickly once you stop observing, which gets annoying fast. But here's the trick, just hover over those pulses to tag them and they will stay visible on screen until you reach them. This makes tracking objectives way easier, especially if your objective's something that's moving. This tagging ain't limited to quest objectives either, it works on almost anything that pulses when observed. Now moving on to this next trick, it's so dang powerful, I think it might get patched real soon. When you activate the samurai stand ability, there's a way to perform non-stop sheeted posture attacks at crazy fast speed. While samurai stand's active, just keep holding down both buttons you normally use to do them sheeted attacks. Doing this makes Yasuke rapidly perform these attacks without pause, allowing you to take down enemies in mere seconds. It's seriously overpowered. Just trigger samurai stand, hold the block button plus any attack button and you're set. There's also an upgrade that makes this even more powerful, giving 3 extra seconds of samurai stand duration every time you kill an enemy. Clearly, this ain't how it was meant to work. It straight up feels like a glitch with how damn strong it is. Using this, you can clear out whole castles in just a couple of minutes without even trying. Like here I quickly defeated not just one but 2 samurai daishos within seconds. Alright, next, here's a small but real useful tip you might have missed. When you use eagle vision, it also highlights rations and toolboxes, making them glow white. I usually run out of tools a lot when I'm playing stealthy inside castles, so being able to quickly spot those rations and toolboxes really helps. I didn't catch this from start, but after a few hours of playing, I realized how important this little tip actually is. Next up, if you're playing without guaranteed assassinations turned on, this tip's gonna help a lot. For enemies with multiple health segments that you can't kill instantly using your hidden blade, you can still grab him and knock him out instead. This works on samurai daishos too, though knocking them out won't count as eliminating them, you can still loot their bodies after. Now here's a crazy useful tip a lot of players don't know. After grabbing an enemy, you can switch into a crouch stance before knocking them out. Going into crouch first works great for stealth gameplay since it lets you stay hidden in bushes or tall grass even while you're still holding the enemy. And here's another small fun trick you might not know, manually vaulting obstacles using the dodge button. Normally the game does automatic vaults while sprinting called automated passovers, but pressing the dodge button near obstacles lets you manually vault, even when just walking or standing still. Here's a quick but important reminder, always loot defeated Ronins and samurai daishos. These enemies constantly drop valuable loot such as epic gear, valuables, rations, and a good amount of mons. So after every fight, make sure you grab the loot from these specific enemies. Next up, when you're exploring kofuns, always remember to light candles along the path. Not only does it help you see better, but it also shows where you have already been. These places can get confusing real fast, so lighting candles become a simple but super helpful way to avoid going in circles or getting lost. Also, something a lot of players miss, Pathfinder can actually help you inside large buildings too, like castles and their tenshu towers. A lot of players think Pathfinder only works out in the open world, but no, it works indoors just fine. So if you're inside a castle looking for collectibles, just activate Pathfinder. It makes finding stuff like collectibles, legendary chests, and quests way easier, especially inside a tenshu, where finding stairs or upper floors can get a little frustrating sometimes. Pathfinder shows you exactly where you need to go. Next up, autofollow finally got added in the latest update. Should have been there at launch like in recent AC games, but hey, it's here now. First, activate Pathfinder, then just hold the parkour up button and your horse will start following the road straight to your marked destination. Now, after all that exploring and collecting, you're eventually gonna wanna sell off all those valuables you picked up. And if you want the most coins for them, you gotta head to the port traders. They always pay more. These Portuguese traders down at the ports pay way better prices than local vendors. So don't go handing off your valuables to the first vendor you see. Bring him to a trader by the docks or in a port town, and you will get a lot more coins. As you see here, the green and red icons clearly point this out. The difference is pretty big, and it really adds up when you're selling a whole bunch at once. Port traders can give you almost 3 times more money than regular vendors, which totally makes the trip worth it every time you cash in your valuables. And here's a little shortcut not everyone knows about, but it saves time every time. Just tap the options button on your controller to instantly open your inventory. If you hold the same button instead, it will bring up your objective board right away. This little shortcut saves you from having to navigate through the pause menu to get to these screens. It's especially useful when you quickly want to check your gear or see your quests. Just a quick tap or long press and you're there. Now, here's something about the objective board you might not have noticed. Pay close attention to which quests are blinking. Those blinking quests are your main story missions. It's just the game's way of highlighting which ones move the story forward. So if you're ever unsure what's gonna progress the narrative, just look for a blinking icon. That makes it real easy to spot what's part of the main path and what's just side stuff. There's also a lesser known but real handy combat trick involving Yasuke. Now Naoe has a skill that lets her do escape attacks officially, but Yasuke doesn't show that skill anywhere in the menu. Still, he can do them. If you press the dodge and attack buttons at the same time, he will dodge first, then instantly move forward and strike. It's not officially mentioned anywhere in the game, but it works, and it's real useful in the middle of a fight. Last up, there's one more tip about Observe that most players don't really notice. When you use Observe, loot opportunities highlighted in gold have different pulse intensities, and that actually tells you what kind of loot you're looking at. If there's no blinking, it usually means supplies. And if you see just one blink, it's usually hideout decorations, engravings, and every now and then some decent gear. 2 blinks usually mean tools, mons, and sometimes quality gear too. Three blinks mean high quality gear depending on your level. It's a subtle detail, but once you notice it, you can quickly tell what's worth grabbing and what you can skip. Alright y'all, that's a wrap. Let me know in the comments which tip helped you most. And as always, thanks for watching.